Hi there and good morning. This is a luxury edition live with Galia. Today I'm meeting with Francis, and Francis Srun works in luxury and has been working in luxury for a long time. His point of view is really important today because we're going to be talking about luxury, the luxury world, and of course working in luxury and the importance of working in luxury. And we're going to look at these functions of buying and selling from a different perspective. What are the specifics of this industry? What should be done to deliver this sale in a luxury setup? Who should work in luxury? What are the qualifications of the people working in luxury, etc. We're going, of course, to be raising questions related to luxury and luxury selling in the current retail environment. Whether luxury is changing because retail is changing or not, or how is this change happening. And of course, we're going to be looking at the physical and the digital and the ephemeral side of the luxury selling and how these might be shifting or changing or else. So I'm going to connect with Francis, who's joining in from Bordeaux to start this beautiful Monday conversation. A couple of seconds to connect. Good morning.
Good morning, Galia.
How are you? Thank you for connecting.
Good to be live.
Yes. I thank you for joining this beautiful conversation today. I don't want to be doing lots of introductions as I want to start directly by giving you the floor to talk to us about you, about your story with retail, and of course, the beautiful luxury side of retail. I'm sure that there are lots of things to talk about. However, today we're going to maybe concentrate the conversation on several axes that we looked previously at. So working in luxury, Francis, is not a simple job, and everyone knows it, I believe. But there are specific requirements, I believe, for someone to work in luxury that differentiate the requirements from other retail jobs. Why is that?
First, good morning, everyone. I'm calling from Paris. Usually, I'm stationed in London, so I did come to Paris despite of COVID, everything, but I miss Paris a lot. Let's put this way. I think it is a trend that when you're working in luxury, you are in a particular sector, but more than the sector of this industry is addition of métier, different métier that make this luxury successful. Because if you work in industry that is not successful, definitely the métier is important, but the métier is probably, let's say, not in good shape. Okay. Luxury is very successful first. So luxury is French know-how. Is we can say more European, French, Italian, UK, some other countries, of course, but mainly. And as a French, and I think we embrace luxury, and especially be very proud of the different métiers we are doing in this industry of luxury. And this métier that we are in, there's one métier, and métier is a very nice word because métier is something that we forget a lot about métier. So the métier of selling is the one that I really tackle for 15, 20 years. Why? Because when I joined luxury in year 2000, when I talk like this, it's a bit like ancien combattant, right? So, okay, so year 2000, I don't want to do that. Year 2000, when I joined luxury from Carrefour, from hypermarket after MBA, I found out that it's not easy to sell a Piaget timepiece. And I opened the first boutique in Taiwan. And then I I just don't know how to sell a watch of 50,000 euro or 100,000 euro.
Yeah.
So and I found out that it's a métier.
Yeah.
To be in contact with consumers, to talk, and it's intense. And I'm sure that joining today different friends, and if you have experience to sell in the boutique, high-end pieces, high-value pieces, and when there's a negotiation in place, you know that how tense it is, how tiring it is after a sales conversation. So I would say that here already, if I want to focus on the métier of sales, it's very intense. And this is not only métier of sales, it's additional métiers. The jeweler setting diamonds every day, diamond per diamond, is intense.
Yeah.
It's concentration, because when you miss one diamond, the whole piece is lost.
Yeah.
About the watch industry, when we talked about watchmaking, you have assembly of the movements, and it takes time to assemble all the movements. And when you make a mistake, the whole movement is lost. And exercise, etc. That goes to everywhere, to all this industry, because it's a full addition of métier, excellent. And the one I wanted to be devoted is really the métier of selling, with my two books, one in French, Vente le luxe, and the second one in English, which is luxury selling. So it's not easy métier.
And you're describing this beautiful métier as if it was an art to sell, right? You're talking about an art of selling, and how do we come part of this métier? Do we need to learn it, or is it just learned by experience, or is it handed over? I mean, are we all cut to have a luxury selling job?
Oh yeah, I think this first, when we talk about métier, as a métier, you can learn. A métier is an activity, a project activity that you learned, and that we devote ourselves to it. For example, years ago, 20, 50 years ago, you were born like a butcher because your dad is butcher, so you would just keep on the same métier. Now it's not the case today, so we have the freedom to choose our métier, and that also is difficult sometimes to choose right métier. So first, the métier you can learn. So there's no thing that you can learn, because but of course it's an activity that is pleasant to you, and you believe that you do it, you have pleasure, and it's a métier that you do it, you believe that you are better than others. Because if you do a métier and you are not better than others, probably you don't deserve to do that métier, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right. At least it's someone that is an professional activity. Now, Gala, you talked about, is it art? Selling? I'm not sure about really this word. Like I more try to say it's a complex practice. It's not art in the sense that art is a difficult art. Art is a lot of creativity. Art is a lot of art combination of a lot of creativity and a lot of know-how to do art. There's no artist without know-how and without creativity. But in the selling, it's more a métier that require know-how, experience, tour de main, we say in French, more than technique, tour de main, some secret you have, you learned by experience, some big practices. So it's more like a métier rather than the art of doing things. So I really believe that we all can learn, and this is important in this activity of luxury.
Yeah, right. And in this beautiful experience, in-depth experience that you have, you decided to pay more attention on the client or customer seller relationship. And your career now is based on that, and you're looking forward to develop it and help people understand it. We're going to be talking about the books in a while, but why today we have to value this customer seller relationship in the luxury industry? Why is it important? And did we at a certain moment take this métier for granted?
Okay, so Galia, first is it's a sure you are right. More than ever, we need to value the métier of selling. Now, in fact, when you look at the past of the retail industry, of the retail, let's say, retail development, this has been at the essence, at the beginning of the luxury. Let's the first with Louis Vuitton. We forgot maybe too early, too quick about that. Louis Vuitton was a small company doing wrappings and providing super great service, and then became a maroquinerie, but not many years ago. The success was retail in the beginning, able to service the consumer, understand the needs, and anticipate the needs. So it's not about maroquinerie. It's about able to be customized, wrapping, moving services to the royal family or the imperial families, to be more exact. Another example, which came a bit later, was I worked for Maison Piaget. And in Maison Piaget, the first shop was opened in the 70s, and the boutique, Rue du Rhône, was called Le Magasin Pilote. So the Magasin Pilote was very well used, the word pilot. Pilot is someone who is a cockpit, right, of the plane and drive that plane and fly that plane. So pilot is the one who gives directions. And from the beginning, Maison Piaget wanted this boutique, Rue du Rhône, to be able to listen customers, understand the need, understand the worries, and we do, in the word of Piaget, faire plus que nécessaire, okay, to please these consumers and give them customized product creation for them. And by creating for these consumers, the brand learned, and the brand, the maison, know what they need. So that's why go to different directions. So from the beginning already, the sales advisors is in center of this relation between customers and the brand. And this is what I call the triangle. The triangle where you have customers, brand, sales advisors, and in fact, inside is a moving relation. But brand and product, brand and customer together is probably not sufficient, because they still need that person be able to explain to them the brand creations. For the moment, this is the case.
So now we're in a physical setup. This relationship is nurtured, right? Because when we go as customers to a luxury store, we have the chance to be received, to sit, touch the product, and be facing the sales advisor, who is really a connoisseur. And this beautiful relationship is built because it is felt, it is exchanged. And the physical setup was and still is an important part of our luxury experience. Given the changes that happened in the retail industry lately, how the digital world affected the luxury setup, if you want to say, and did it jeopardize, or was it at the time done differently than the luxury selling métier that is done today?
Okay, Gala, one of the reasons I'm really happy to join this conversation is because I think we are in a very particular moment in the history of retail.
Yeah.
For more than 1 year, at least in Europe, in France, in Italy, in the UK, like I just mentioned, these countries, we live 1 year without retail. At least we had the food, of course, we still can go to Max Spencer, we go to Monoprix, for sure. But it's still very different. We are not enjoying the retail we used to enjoy previously. So that question is important, because it means customers do not need retail. Because we survive. Ça nous manque. But est-ce que ça nous manque vraiment? Do we really miss it? So I think this is the first time in history of retail that we really have this long period of losing the relation and with the retail stores.
Right.
Yeah. So I think probably we underestimate the importance of this period of time, and this is unique of retail in general. So now what happened, and then I will maybe here, and since I will develop a bit more here, Galia, if you allow me, elaborate a little bit about.
Please do.
First,
And tell us in detail and your opinion, of course, all the time about or your take on the situation that happened or prevailed last year as well.
So I think if we go deep inside, this is situation where we need first to it's a time to re-ask ourselves, reposition ourselves, and re-asking ourselves why we're still doing retail. Because if consumer can live one year without us, maybe we'll just close all the stores. And maybe we'll go to another model, which is definitely cheaper because retail costs a lot of money. The retail cost in locations, store building, staff, stocks, and I've been international director for Piaget. I know that what it costs to do retail.
Yeah.
Even management, it costs a lot of money. And when you are able to sell online, it's achievement and the stock is centralized. Definitely, it's probably a good bargain to do only pure e-commerce. Mm-hmm. So I think we ought to ask ourselves this question. But when we ask this question, it's not about strategy. I always believe that in the luxury and in this, we have to go back to consumers, to customers.
Yeah.
Now, if the customer doesn't need retail anymore, we should not do retail more. You cannot force, okay? Just like in the time of electricity, you don't need to insist on having candles, right? Lighting everywhere. It's cost, okay. Now retail, is it candle? Est-ce que c'est encore des bougies, okay? In the electricity, okay. So, in fact, when you think about that, so that's why in my books, I always focus about customer psychology, customers' behavior, because this is the key. So, us as consumers, you as consumer, do you still need retail? Ask yourself, do you still go to retail, and why you still go there? Why you just don't click on Cartier and buy a ring or buy a earring or buy something? Why you still want to go to retail? Okay. So this is the key question. And now, if you are able to buy online, what do you expect then if you go to retail? Because going to retail costs you. Retail not only costs brands, the cost to the brand to build the stores, the rents, but it costs to consumers. We forget too much about that. It costs to consumers to get out now, especially to get out, to spend half day, to go to the store, traffic jam in Paris, in London, and then you go there. You are not sure who you will meet. Uncertain roads. It's unsafe roads. When you go to luxury stores, you might be welcomed by someone really get back and push you to buy. You might not be able to find the stock piece. Well, online, you know you have the stock or not. So it costs consumers to go to retail stores. So, but if they still go there, it means that they have reason to go there.
Yeah.
And the reason they go there is, I always develop a lot in my books, is two things. They go there because there's a decision process. And since the decision process, this decision is not an easy one because it's an exceptional decision. Whether you buy a car for the family, whether you buy a piece of jewelry, a watch, something exceptional, a flat, or insurance, life insurance, one is a special decision to make. Then there's a decision process. And that decision process is very complex. And that complexity, probably the consumers, he or she doesn't know it. She just say, I might want to do that, but so she will find her way to achieve that decision. Yeah. And one of the ways she found, or she or he found to achieve that decision is to go to the store. Why? Because he needs something tangible that e-commerce cannot provide. Because online you have information, you have seduction, probably videos, but they are visuals, and they can be fake. I can show you a piece of jewelry. They're nice, but maybe Photoshop. Okay. Yeah. So for consumers, at the end of the day, they still need that physical contact with a lot of product by going to the shop. For first, this is a basic need.
So this is the physical aspect, if we might say, brings reassurance to the customer, to the luxury customer.
Yeah. So this point is it's pretty important because we are, you know, Saint Thomas said we only believe we
when you see and touch, right?
but yeah, so this is good. This is good. But do you believe what you see online? Do you believe what you see online, or do you believe what you see real? So this is so you believe what you see online, maybe not 100% as you see in real, definitely less.
Right.
Why? You have a problem of dimensions. Even I show you on the video on the screen, I show you the bag. I tell you this is a 32 centimeter bag. You have to say 32 centimeter. You have to position yourself, and you still cannot picture it. And then we have difficulty to picture it in 3D, right? Because we are used to see things in 3D, so it's difficult to picture things in 3D. And another thing is we are not used to do that job because we are not used yet. Maybe tomorrow our children will do it, but we are not. When we see something with dimension, we cannot project immediately. So maybe we're able to do it, but for the moment we are not. So we are not comfortable with dimensions online. It's very important. You cannot comfortable with dimensions online. What about the materials, the feel, the touch? Okay, and the colors also is very different because colors, and in luxury we are so particular about colors, and you're not buying a blue. You're buying a midnight blue. You're buying a royal blue. You're buying a blue that go a little to the pink. So this appreciation of color is really naked eyes under the natural light, and this is something for the moment we cannot replace by online.
Right. Okay, so we're talking about, we're not here denying the fact, again, for those who might be opposing to our opinions, that luxury could not be sold online, but we're saying that lots of elements, sensory elements, could only be found in the physical store, such as the touch, maybe the smell, maybe the natural colors, the hues and the tints, etc. And the fact that people need to be reassured because they want to touch and feel comfortable with something that they're buying. Moreover, we're looking at like this, again, transitional period of selling. During the COVID, lots of luxury stores took advantage of the situation and started connecting with their customers via social selling platforms or clienteling platforms. So we could name different types of platforms, but at the end of the day, we could say that your representative from a luxury brand could connect to you directly and guide you through the store, show you, etc. So could you tell us a little bit about these sellers, luxury sellers, and how did they contribute to the survival of brands during this difficult period?
Okay, so Ghana, in what you said, there was one point I want to answer first is when you say that online is not selling, is true and not true. I think online is a part of the selling, but it's not selling as a sales advisor could be able to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
For only one main reason that I would like, maybe if you have time to develop, is that when you sell, you master. You are in the évocation in French. You are in the middle of two key emotions. One is desire, and online can create desire. Definitely can contribute to create that desire. But a good sales advisor probably can create more desire because it's interactions. And another key element is emotion, is a fear. The fear is what makes people don't buy. And to reduce that fear, internet can reduce it a bit by giving factual information, by giving witnesses, by giving a lot of information. But online cannot answer the questions. And the person who can answer the question is a sales advisor, who is able to understand, even make objections, the fears coming to the surface, handle these objections and resolve these fears. So it does online, that is his job, but the job probably is one part of the job. Okay, why the sales advisor do on the part of the job, and this part of the job is probably something that online cannot do. Now during COVID time, what I see is the first is adaptation. In fact, it's simply survival instinct from the different brands or different sales advisors to say, now since the shop is closed, what should we do? So I can see a lot. I will explain because I've been a VIP customer for some brands. So they use WeChat and they start to connect and show on the WeChat the product and the new arrival. And some brands try to install like e-boutique, fully equipped with Zoom, with etc., and to connect the consumers. But I think here we forget probably. We try to do our best. Okay, I think retail do the best. Okay, I think online difficult because sales advisors do not learn how to sell online. They don't know, and it's very difficult to sell online. So that's why we are with my partners. We are thinking to create what we call the training. We're creating on the way to go Vendre 3.0. It's the sales advisor today who have to handle all this and able to sell online, because selling online is another story.
Yeah.
It's a story because you cannot do what you do offline.
Yeah.
If you do what you do offline, it will not work. And you say, we show you the ring, beautiful ring, size 52, and the diamonds. The customer says, I cannot see it. So don't tell to me. Explain to me. So you definitely have to have another process of presentation. You have another process of handling. But there's one part that you can handle when you are selling online is to be able to interact, which is the online website cannot do it. So it's more how you can handle a really nice conversation, how to reassure consumers, how to prepare information first for consumers that they learn, they know, and now they only talk to you on what they are concerned, so that they don't lose them.
Okay.
Or what they need to know, when they accept a chat with you, they want to have their worry resolute, or they want to be comforted in what they believe, or they want to have new stories. They are not probably here to enjoy experience, because there's no experience when you are on Zoom.
Yes,
There's also, it's not in the boutique. They can have a coffee, the choice of the 20 coffees, the smile around them, the luxury. Yeah, that could be experience. But on Zoom, there's no experience.
Right.
So, but the conversation. That's why we always focus on the importance of learning the sales conversation, because the sales conversation is what will make the sales advisor be efficient when he sells online.
Okay, so it's really important for us, really, like at the moment, to be very categoric and say that luxury selling that is done in a physical setup could not be directly transposed to a virtual setup. In a virtual setup, sellers have to be trained differently and equipped differently. And what has been happening lately, let's say it, or put it as being a transition period that could handle an uncertain situation, but everything related to online selling has to be revised and thought by brands. So what about, Francis, all of these luxury interventions in terms of retail that were happening in temporary setups? Lots of luxury brands today, like Dior or Prada or Vuitton, have been opening lots of pop-up stores, especially in summery locations, like high-end locations. What becomes of the sellers in these temporary luxury locations? Are brands moving their initial physical store team members to sell in a temporary setup, or are luxury brands also thinking of training teams to intervene only temporarily and present their brands?
Okay. So you are asking about this more temporary, which is your topic. I understand.
Yes. And which is logical, because we're seeing lots of luxury stores doing that. So I'm always intrigued to learn if it's like the case, or if we are thinking in the right direction as retailers or not.
There are definitely people much more brighter than me to implement that strategy. I can give my view on this pop-up, and or maybe we can go before. We call it guerrilla retail.
Right.
We could retail before, but now we call pop-up store or temporary or whatever. Okay. So first is and then for this we need to go back to what is a retail. And retail, everything retail start with a location, because the first merchant was staying at the same place, picking the product, and then the people know that this person is here, sell this product, they can come here. And the choice of location has always been at the heart of the retail. No locations, there's no retail, like I said. So now the sophistication of luxury retail make it really complex, because we have to choose the best locations, make it beautiful, and we have to keep long time. And the best stores always the one stay really long time, because you accumulate consumers, you accumulate traffic, and people come here, become habit, become institution. And the luxury was based on this institutionnalisation de l'endroit. Okay, or you institutionalize and become like a church, a temple. It becomes something that you cannot miss, and it's becoming the location of the city. Champs-Élysées, Louis Vuitton magasin, right? This is institution. Rue d'Appé, quartier. Okay. Yeah. So these winners, they always have this strategy of institutionalize a location. But this is costly, and this is not possible for all brands. You cannot. It takes time to institutionalize the brand, institutionalize the location. But so it's more now. It's more that's why the big groups develop, because big groups have the means to institutionalize locations. Okay, and we don't buy the logo, and when you rent, you kick out. So okay, so this is strategy being really clear from the brands. But this strategy also has some downside. You create an institution, but you might only see the same consumers all the time. Okay? Yes. Because you are in Rue de la Paix, so you have a certain person who go Rue de la Paix. What about the young one, the new e-commerce creator, the one who just create a company worth 50 million because he just launched an app? He's maybe not consume. He might not be always at the Rue de la Paix. He's maybe in a market or in somewhere else. Okay. So first, the world has changed, consumer has changed, and the money has changed, and people live. You see in Paris, they are not the people who have money do not live only 16e, they're everywhere. Okay. So now it's so first location, important location change. I think retail, by changing pop-up stores, are able to be in contact with different locations easily, costly, cost effective, less costly, and target new customers. Yeah. Because if you know the pop-up store under this theme that speak to you, you might go there. So the theme can also add on to the traffic. So it's a new way to get traffic, a new way to attach new consumers, and it's a new way to use retail. A way its function, fundamental function, is to be somewhere and to meet some people.
Yeah. And these, I don't know if it's like also too early to ask about this question, but with new brands thinking of following their newly acquired customers or the younger generation, these customers, do they value the service within retail as elderly generation might have? So if a person today is able to spend and he's 20 years old, would he value the same service as his mom and dad who are maybe in their 50s do? Or the generation who is capable and able to spend but still is very young is now less concerned or less attentive to the quality of service and luxury?
So about the quality of services and what the evolution, in fact, what is really clear, whatever the generation, whatever the time, luxury need to provide a service that outstands. And outstanding doesn't mean outstanding in the way in the 1920s or 1910, I don't know, or last, or even okay. So outstanding is important, and luxury to distinction. You have to create this distinction. If you don't have this distinction, you are not luxury. So you have to distinct with the brand. So how to distinct will of course change according to brands, according to the brands, according to the epoch, according to the expression of what the brand wants to do. For example, the uniform. I call it uniform because people don't like this word. I say yes, it's uniform. It's a métier, so a métier deserves uniform. Okay, so there's nothing about that. Gendarme has uniform. Why a sales can have uniform? So I'm quite fine with that thing. But that uniform changed in the time. In 150 years ago, the uniform, it was the blues, right? No, but now it's not the blues. Now it could be a beautiful T-shirt, okay, eco-friendly, superly fitted, okay, and with a beautiful custom-made pant, and it's okay. It's luxury. It's a new expression of luxury. So all these expression had to be in place, and people expect that new expression. People doesn't expect you to be in blues, right? In the 80s, like in the 20s. So whatever customer expectations are the same. Customer expects something different, something outstanding, something exclusive, of good taste, cultural. Someone expects something that is different, and that difference we created when at that time also parents was created a certain high society, and this always replicate somehow. It's always a bit the replicate of the consumers. So when the time of bourgeoisie and so they want people to dress like a dress, but now consumers are not like that. They just have a black T-shirt, they just have sneakers, but from sneakers from Allbirds, right? And they will have a pair of jeans custom made by their friend. So they have a different way to express their luxury now, and they expect also the sales, the brand they like. They are not the same. They are not asking the same as another brand. They want that expression of that brand. That expression needs to be superior.
Okay. Understandable. So a really important point here, if we might redo the definition of today's luxury, it's really putting or highlighting the importance of the evolution of luxury in response to the environment, in response to customers. However, whatever luxury does, it has to be distinguished, of course, par rapport or vis-a-vis other retail formats, and it has to present something different and superior. And so now we talked about luxury selling in different setups like physical, digital, and ephemeral. And we understood the importance of this relationship between the triad customer, luxury seller, and the brand, and the importance of the conversation that is held between those three elements. Now, if we want to if you want to use the word project the métier of luxury selling in this opaque or time that is not really clear ahead, how would you think the luxury métier will evolve, and how would you think you would train the next generation of luxury sellers for luxury brands? If I'm allowed to project with you.
Yeah. Very important, good point, and a nice point, and at least very important to me. So first, I believe in people, and I think retail. If we do retail from the essence of the beginning, it's people. It's people meeting people, and not to sell the product and to exchange product, but it's people meeting people. And always being a retail is being people.
A people's world activity. Yeah, yeah.
So it's e-commerce. It's about people and talking to people. Okay, now why it's important today? And my work, and I created a luxury selling digital training company to train, to focus on retail and people. It's because more than ever, we have to perfectly train sales advisors. Why? Because when there was no internet, e-commerce, customers have no choice, and they go to the store to buy. So la rencontre est obligatoire. Let's say that. So people eat. There's no choice. And today there's a choice. And COVID showed that they do have a choice, definitely. Okay. So we forget now we tend to forget about the role of the sales advisors. And the key role of sales advisors today is not to give information. But a lot of information, a lot of description have been made by e-commerce on site. People go to 60% of people, when they buy a brand, they go to the website first, they check information before they go to that brand, physical. So everybody did that job before. So they did a visit already online. So, and then they go to the store. So now, the customers, sometimes when they buy online, it's easier when they have to take the product, because you take the product, you have to go to metro with a bag, you worry. You are not, you don't feel it's a taking a string something, walking around, it's a privilege. So it's not always a privilege to get the product. So when you go online, they go to your shop, to your home on time, good service, why not? Okay. And they can do it now next day in France, in China, it's the same day. And in some 2 hours, you visit and at my home for 2 hours, it's done. They send especially to you. Okay, so this is what I mean, that the physical logistic is might not a plus. It's not an obligation anymore. No, so the sales advisor obligation is to create that experience, and that experience, I believe, a successful customer experience is a buying experience. Sorry, it's a victory because customer has an idea, and the idea is concretized by a decision, investment, and buy that product, buy that creation. Right. So it's a victory. Right. And that victory will not be able without the sales advisor, because if it's possible to do it without sales advisor, the customer will just buy online and don't need to come to the store. Okay, so it's a victory of the sales advisor, and it's also a victory for the client, because the client did not waste he or her time going to the store. So it's a victory for the brand. With the victory, the brand had reason to invest in that location, in stock, and has reason to believe and train the sales advisor to make this decision happen. So best customer experience is a buying experience. And when people tell me customer experience is about ceremony, coffee, I say, no, it's wrong. This is about hotellerie, and you are doing free hotellerie for people who come here to drink a coffee.
Yes, right.
And not only the cost for the brand, it's a cost for the consumers. Do you think that consumer like to go to the store and you have a free coffee? Is it worth their time? It's loss of time. It's a lose of time. So when there's no decision, it's a lose of time. It's right. So,
of course.
To make this happen, this buying experience happens, the key job, the key function of the sales advisors is to handle the objection. To be able to be professionally help consumers to take decisions. So luxury selling, I developed 2 books, one in French and one in English, and I find out that nobody wrote about this subject except me, strangely. And it always starts with customer psychology and how to influence positively. Okay, so for me, if you have to understand customer psychology and then build that relation, not manipulation, but a real relation of helping, bienveillance, a relation of kindness, empathic, to create that relation. And it's a lot of expertise. It has expertise, a lot of know-how, how to make that conversation be effective for the brand, for the service, but also for the consumers. Because consumers know exactly what they want, they worry, and the consumer and the sales advisor is here to help.
Yeah.
So more than ever, sales advisors need to be super good prepared, because consumers are informed, consumer experience, consumers get information about this product, this brand online, and they Google, they even say this advisor is good, not good. So they know everything now when they go to the store.
Yes.
And the sales advisor have to be very prepared.
So this fragmentation of retail, if we might call it, between online and offline, had made it even more difficult for a luxury sales advisor to do his job. However, it pushes us to think that this métier has to really look at excellence, the excellence of knowing how to attend to customers' maybe fears, uncomfort, and reassure them to assure at the end the sale and the victory and the positive the positive return on investment, whether in time, whether in exchange of information, and so on. However, Francis, just out of curiosity, do you believe that due to this extreme fragmentation of the retail journey, the customer retail journey, him having asked around and acquired all of this information, once he happens to be in store, does the store environment also has to have something extra today to allow this experience to really cook into something beautiful or translate into a positive sale?
Okay. So we're talking about the relations and the showcase, right?
Yes,
the plastic.
yes, the environment, you might call it.
So in customer decisions, and this is the method I developed, there's 5 decision factors. One is the brand, second is the product, third the price, and the 4 elements is the place, the location, and last time. So place.
I think we're having a pause. Please bear with me, just the time to reconnect with Francis. Okay, Francis, I don't know if you can hear me. I will have to, I think, re-invite you in again, because I believe that you have a connection problem. Let me just do that in a minute. Okay, just like trying to reconnect with Francis, because I believe that he have had a connection problem. Francis, if you manage to hear me, just bear with me a moment, because I will be inviting you in. Okay. Okay, Francis, I will be now inviting you in so you can join in the conversation. I don't know if you are managing to receive my invite. Okay, I'm doing that again. Okay, so guys, bear with us just one little minute so that we resolve this connection issue. Francis, if you are online and you manage to hear me, I will just repeat the invitation process. Okay. Okay. Um, Francis, I think there is a connection problem from your end. If you can just text me so that I know where we are situated, because it seems that you are unable to connect with me for some reason. Okay. Hello again. I think the connection was a bit weak from your end. It's okay. I'm sorry, Francis. So
I was talking about the place. The place was a symbol of, in fact, the place is a symbol of service. The
yeah,
service expected by the customers. And of course, we insist on the fact that it's beautiful, it's a brand identity. Of course, this is important because everything has to be current. But the most important, I think, is that location, what it can give in terms of service.
right.
So the service the customer expect is first, it's a nice place, a quiet place, a safe place, to enjoy. Safety is important because they are not buying every day a luxury product, and we have a digital place. So everything that intimidating, something that creates fears, even create too much arrogance, I think is detrimental. And we're lucky to have a beautiful places and with a beautiful smile, so it compensates a bit. But imagine the beautiful places, luxury, deep, moquette épaisse, and etc. And then you have people very, very
Frowned.
US is going. You just have to see the problem. So we have to create an environment that is luxurious but safe for the customers, wearable. And luxury experience is buying en confiance, enjoying this conversation, be able to be treated. I think people expect more and more natural relation. People expect, and customers younger and younger, they expect natural, une relation de qualité.
A qualitative and human relationship between them and the seller. Yeah, right.
And again, it's more and more complicated now. That's why, as a luxury string, we try to advise on that. I saw it's more and more complicated because you have to find the right line with customers.
Yeah.
Because it's too much. This okay, but if you do not enough,
yes,
too light.
So I think the seller has to have a high level of emotional intelligence. So knowing really what to say, how to say it, and when to say it, he has to have the ability to understand the reading of his customer, not to push it a lot, and not to have the risk of not doing things well as well, right?
Yes, I think again the method we developed recently and in our digital trainings is to say this everything. The first rules, the first more important concept of luxury selling is always customer who decides.
Mm-hmm.
So the customer is at the center of the attention, and the brand did a great job. The different artisans did a great job for the quality, and everybody did a great job to create that beautiful creation for the customers. Mm-hmm. And now the one who the shop had to be the extension of that additional intelligence. And even better, because the sales advisor is a very good it's not the addition of intelligence, it's the multiplication intelligence. Because the advisor can explain why all this relation, why this jewelry like this, why the brand like this, and why all this is connected, and why is it difficult to create that piece, and why it's so the sales advisor is able to multiply,
consolidate, and
create. And what they go online, they just got information after information, and this is not connected. And the one who connect all that, the brand, consumers, product, is the sales advisor.
Okay, so he's like the linking, or the person who really knits all of these dots in order to create the right message and the holistic message related to everything that the customer might have collected, Right, very
And
interesting. Thank you, Francis. Let me just
yeah,
talk with you about the book.
yeah,
Sorry. I think yeah,
uh,
of course.
the sales advisor is not creating it's not only creating a message, as you said, it's creating an emotion to this customer, because
Yeah,
during this conversation, he's able to understand customer and then only say what he need to say, and only put in front only what is important to the customers, and what the
yeah,
customer, they go online too much more information, and they are
right.
under the water of information. Okay, and
Yeah,
the sales advisor pick everything, go to only one, as you already said, to the consumer.
right. As if we are trimming all of the unnecessary and just putting in front of the customer what really matters to him or answers his or her questions. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Francis, I need to talk to you about your books. I know, so we have mentioned earlier that you have written already 2 books. Just could you run through the parts of each of the books and the important message that you try to portray? And here you said again that this is an important aspect of luxury retailing, but it has been unattended in an academic world, right? So you tapped into that market and you have highlighted to us through those books important elements related to luxury selling.
Okay, thank you, Galia. In fact, everything started in when I was international retail director at Piaget, and I thought that, and then I'm sure that many of the retail people in this conversation will share this with me, is that in fact I found out quickly that the only thing as international retail director, the thing I can really work on is the people, the sales people, because location are fixed. You open 20 stores or 10 stores per year, yes, but it costs money. You cannot over a lot, and the stock is limited. The traffic is limited. Advertising budget is limited. Sales people is limited, but sell people competence and capability to sell more is unlimited. Okay. And the unlimitedness of the people is amazing. So then I started to look around me when I was in Geneva. What are different methods of selling I didn't found. I consult a lot of consultants to training, and they come with content, but no one, there are many methods, but they are more inspired. What is it? Too basic, like you have to be standing 3 meters with customers. You have to pay attention to the 10 first word you use. For me, it's not right.
General. Yeah.
Advisors are not machines.
Yeah.
I always say that sales people are not, c'est pas des PLV vivants.
Yeah.
They're not. It's more than that. Okay. So then I started to think about that, and then I wrote a first book in French, Vendre le luxe, with Monsieur René Moulinier, which is I found his book on B2B, probably the best one, simple, on the persuasion, les techniques de la vente, a bestseller that I studied when I was in school, business school. So anyway, I made this first book, and then I wrote a second book, always simple topic, luxury selling, and it's only focused on one subject, is customer psychology and technique, method of influencing. Now, let me give you a good summary about the key element of what I study and what on my work. It's very simple. It's the first thing is that selling is a good word. C'est pas un mot vilain. Okay. In French, we don't like this word, sales, vendre, vendeur. It's really,
it's not the bad guy.
The salespeople is a bad guy. It's the vendor is someone who lies and who will make you buy something when you don't want it. So there's the idea guy is forcing you, and okay. So le vendeur est mauvais. Okay, in general, in French or many. So we don't talk about sales. We talked about charger des clients. Brand ambassador. Right. Are you only representing the brand, or you are selling? You are not. You represent the brand for what? At the end, it's to sell. Okay, so whatever we say, charger en clientèle, but charger for what? It's like a concierge. No, it's not concierge. It's to sell. So we're not using this word because we don't know enough this métier, and we don't value enough this métier, and we don't put enough, let's say, content in that métier. That's why I use vendre luxe, vendre. Marketing, we say we know how to do it, and many books, but vendre, no one wrote about that. And even in French, I'm surprised that even I was in, it's now nearly 10 years, still no one wrote about that in French, that subject in French. So like rather than the subject, rather not many people cared about that subject. Though I write in English with a Paragon Macmillan UK publisher, and the publisher was surprised. Yes, this is so important subject, but nobody wrote about that. So I wrote in English. So now, first, the importance of the métier selling, especially because one, there's a decision, then there's this decision process. And when you buy something exceptional, then there must be a decision process. Because when you buy 1 kilo apple, there's no decision process. I don't have one. I just take the one who looks nice. I even don't look at the price because it's 1 kilo of apple. It's okay.
There is no risk in related to that, right?
There's in terms of money, there's decision process. A second thing, which is even more important than the price itself, is emotion. When you buy a ring or when you buy something that bring emotions, it's very complicated. Why? Because the consumer is not a buyer, professional buyer. He's not a B2B buyer. He's not coming with a checklist, a budget, and criteria, coefficient, and at the end, oh yeah, this is the choice. 10 options, best shortlist 10. They don't do that. It's a lot of emotion behind. Right. Some people buy some brand, but they don't that brand because I met the people and very nice, and I was convinced by the brand. So what I mean here, the decision process is complex and exceptional. So there's a process, and when there's a process, you have to need to know that process. And I found out that when I was in retail, not sales advisors do know that process. They say, how you sell? What is your skill set? They say it's experience. I say, no, it's not only experience. So what is your techniques? Okay. So when you drive a car, you not only experience, you know how to move the speed. So you know how to sell, but can you explain to me the techniques? They're quite, it's quite uneasy for them, and there's not many people thinking about that. So that's why I decided to put everything together and to create a method called active selling, meaning where your customer psychology, emotions, and then the decision factors, how to influence, and then the selling steps. You have to say in 7 steps. So I developed a whole set, and then try to explain my books. But you can't explain everything, and it's not the end because it has to be simple. And now what I'm doing now, I put in my company, we associate and we call luxury selling. We did that work, and the aim is to train a variety of staff, commercial staff, in this luxury selling skills. Right. Of course, no brand has the same. No brand has the same
requirement.
Requirement. So, but there's a fundamental, the same thing. All the brands that they have the same consumers, and you have how they decide. Any consumer is the same. Okay, and now how to handle the steps, how to express. We adapt the content, but mainly we are not teaching. We are not teaching the sales advisors to be robots. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in giving sentences to repeat. Again, sales advisors not working PLV. Okay, c'est pas des PLV marchands. They are the consultants, as advisors. They're advisors. So they listen, they think, and they advise. Okay. Right. So but understand how to advise. This is where we're good. We're teaching, and we teach them techniques. We teach them how to influence. Then how to adapt to the brand content. How we do adaptation from our e-learning. So we were able. We create based on what I developed already, more than 200 videos, a lot of text, French, English, and now we are doing the Chinese versions. So our objective is to contribute to a better retail world by better training the sales advisors, and the motto is to sell more, you need to sell better. I was retail director, and sometimes I have a budget to achieve. Okay, so when you have a budget to achieve, how you have to sell more, faire son budget, faire plus. But how?
Yes.
Okay, you can ask for more stock. You can ask for more store opening. You can ask for more budget for marketing. You can ask for more temporary stores like you do, pop-up stores to create a turnover. But all this costs money. All this costs money to achieve. Right. When you train well the staff, you give the good training, good motivation as well. Pay well, incentive well, give joy, then you will probably get here much more efficiency, and you have loyal, stable retail team who are able to retain the customers. Because when they retain the customers, people forget too much about that. When you retain a customer, it's not what that customer will buy. It's what this customer will bring you as other customers.
Yeah.
So the cost of losing customer is high.
Right.
It's high. So these customers is what this customer can bring you as other customers. Because luxury is only about interaction. Introduction is the best way to get to clientele. And when you lose one sales advisor, you lose contact with many other clients. And these clients,
of course,
will more clients. So all this is and we believe that training is the best way to give self-confidence, to give pride, joy, selling. And when they know what they do, they're relaxed.
They will do it better. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Francis, for really trimming down things and putting them in that beautiful way. We invite everyone to Google your books. They directly come out, and to purchase them, those who are interested. And I believe that the conversation would never end. There are lots of things that we could talk about, but in the context of this conversation, I believe that we have discussed about everything that we meant to. So I thank you so much for your time and for joining me today. And I hope that we can join on other occasions. Thank you so much, Francis. And for those who joined us a little bit later, sorry, Francis,
I just saw
tell me.
And I apologize, I cannot salute everyone. I just saw Catherine from Hong Kong.
Yes, I saluted her. Exactly, I wanted to say that for all those who joined us a little bit later, I will directly share this conversation on IGTV and later on YouTube, so that you can reshare it with your colleagues as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Francis. Thank you so much, and have a nice morning.
And last word to all the participants. I'm on LinkedIn and easy to find me, so do not hesitate.
Exactly. I will be resharing that as well with you and them, so that they could join this conversation once more. Thank you so much.
Merci. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.